What's going on YouTube? Back at you again with another video. JC Cowboys Network. You already know what it is. I'm having a lot of fun with these breakdowns, and I'm gonna keep coming at y'all with all this fire. But this time, I'm coming with first round pick Tyler Smith, big boy out of Tulsa. So without further ado, Cowboys Nation, let's boogie. Tyler Smith, guard out of Tulsa, coming in at 6'4" and weighing in at 324 pounds. And weighing 324 pounds and putting up 225, 25 times, that weight and power is good enough to remove you off the line of scrimmage. We're talking about a guy who has an aggressive mauler mentality, who's physical, powerful, and one of the most athletic linemen coming out of his class, who has a mean demeanor and finishes his blocks. Yes, if he puts his hands on you, he will bury you. We're talking about a guy who was the top dog at Tulsa that had fight, pancake blocks, and never quit. All of these questions about us drafting a project player might go away if we're screaming touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. Let's get it, Cowboys Nation. Cowboys Nation, there were so many of us that had so many questions about this pick, including myself, but we gotta trust Jerry Jones and Will McClay on this one. So let's take a look at the last 11 picks that the Dallas Cowboys have drafted in the first round. Outside of Morris Claiborne and Taco Charlton, this team hit on all of their first round picks. LVE had a dominant first year, but he hasn't made too much noise since, so it's now or never for him this year. Our Cowboys have a history of finding good talent, and I believe with Tyler Smith traits, it could work out well in the long run. This is a player that's coming to Dallas being one of the best run blockers coming out of this draft. And the Cowboys is a run first scheme offense. So bringing him in, we can get back to what we do and do better than what we did last year. For his size, he is a very smooth athlete, and he does not have a problem getting to the second level of the defense. He's an athlete that has long arms, and he's able to strike his opponents earlier, and it makes it easier for him to use good foot balance to make key blocks to stonewall his opponents. He's a player that once he uses his hands and suffocates you with his vice grips, and then when he drives his legs, it'll be too hard for the defender to get around. I can tell from the tape that he is a guy that has a good understanding of stunts and blitzes, so the awareness is definitely there with this player. And by him being a mauler and having that dog mentality, that's the type of guy that we need on this team to set the tone. Somebody that will punch you in the mouth and knock your ass in the dirt. And if he over there looking like Biggie Smalls, he better have that dog mentality. Sign me up.
Babe, I'm home. Where you at? Probably in the office. I can bet you right now that he's recording. Boy, what are you doing?
Nothing, babe. I was just visualizing what I was gonna say in the next segment.
No, you were sleeping. And why are you even wearing a team strength sign?
What? What the heck?
It's time to get down to Tyler Smith's weaknesses. You know he's a project player. They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're all gonna laugh at me? What is this? What is that noise? What is that? Oh my goodness, I was gonna get down to his weakness. This player is truly a project player. In 2021, this was our lineup going into games with Connor Williams being at the left guard position. This was a guy that led the NFL in penalties last year, and he didn't show up when games really mattered most. Now, insert Tyler Smith, a player that played left tackle all of college and is now being moved to guard, who led all of college football in penalties last year. What are the odds on that one? If he's going to have a shot in the NFL, he's going to have to clean that up and fast. The good thing about that is, if he's going to go to the guard position, he's not going to really be dealing with speed rushers as much, so that might be the right move. This is a player that has technique issues. Sometimes his hands can be all over the place, being on the opponent's shoulders rather than the opponent's numbers. That is where he's supposed to put his hands, not the shoulders, because that brings a lot of penalties. He was the better run blocker, but he needs to have more consistent body control because it's going to be crucial in those gritty run first games when games really matter, especially when it's cold outside. Per PFF, these were his grades in 2020 and 2021. So it clearly shows that he is better at run blocking versus pass blocking. So said player definitely has work to do, but I believe he can get it done. He's a player that's very raw and needs to be more disciplined, but I believe if he can be able to do his homework, get in there with Coach Philbin, get in there with Mike McCarthy, he can get better and he can get things cleaned up. So overall, I believe that he could be a good player for us, but he's going to have to do his homework. He's going to have to get better at pass blocking. He's the better run blocker, but if he can get in there with Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Coach Philbin, and do what he got to do, he can be able to be an impact player for us and set that tone. But the thing is, picking those non-sexy picks like offensive linemen, that wins playoff games. Picking wide receiver, the sexy picks, that gets you to playoff games. But we need to get to that next level, man, because it's time for the Cowboys to take that next step, get this offensive line right. Tyron Smith isn't getting any younger. Zach Martin isn't getting any younger. And my thing is, when you bring in a guy that can play guard or tackle, what's valuable, man? Because guys like Tyron Smith getting hurt every single year, maybe he can kick out at the left tackle position. Maybe he can kick out at the right tackle position. But right now, we'll have him in at guard so he can bulldoze these guys and we can set the tone, Ezekiel Elliott, and we get back to what we do best, all right? So that's all I had to say. Tyler Smith, y'all make sure y'all look out for him. We got work to do. Coaches, make sure y'all get him right. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe so y'all can come vibe. You already know what it is. Gone.